Hi, thank you for watching my video on going to the botanical garden in Funchal, Madeira at Monte Palácio up in the mountain. We took the cable car, which is called a Teleférico in Portuguese, and I have listed the website here so you can buy tickets online or you can buy them right here in this booth when you get there. We beat a huge line from a cruise ship that had just arrived, but the line gets kind of long. We chose to go in the morning. I think we arrived here around 9:30 a.m. and it was perfect timing.
Thank you so much.
Phil, how you doing?
Little vertigo. It's all good. Never let him see you sweat. Still not bad.
This is like surprisingly very relaxing for me. I remembered afterwards that I did actually take one motion sickness pill before getting on that cable car. And it was probably a good idea, but I didn't have any problems at all on it, and it was only a 13-minute ride.
Oh, wow.
And I also have a fear of heights, and that wasn't an issue either. And then when you get off of the cable car, you really just walk across the street, and the entrance of the garden is right there. And this is the beginning of the garden. It's very pretty right away. It's filled with color, and there's a cafe in the beginning that you get through. Then you just start walking through the garden. I thought a little bit about mobility issues for some people, and I think it's doable with a wheelchair, a little bumpy, but there's plenty of ramps and paths all over the garden. They write on the tree, the kind of tree that it is.
Yeah.
That's an Australian, what, fern? The trees are numbered. I'm sure every botanical garden numbers their trees. It just makes sense to keep inventory of them, but there has to be a million trees in this garden. I have no idea how they could possibly keep track of this. There's an Oriental section in the garden that's so stunning. The red colors that pop out with the Chinese and Japanese inspiration and history is so beautiful. Is this a white peacock?
Yeah.
So they must be female. Or maybe there's the male. Oh. I wish y'all would open up for me. I looked it up afterwards, and this is a very rare peacock. I think it probably is a female peacock because I believe the male would have a blue ring somewhere on its head, and it also has something like 150 feathers when its feathers are extended. And so I couldn't believe after I read about the peacock about how rare this bird actually is. Gorgeous bird. If you've done any research on Madeira, you know they have these basket rides that come down the street. We realized this is the road they must come down, so we waited to watch someone come down on a basket. Basket person. We bought a one-way ticket up on the cable car thinking we would come down this way, but we ended up taking a taxi down. You'll see why once we get closer to the end of the video.
One of those apps, you just take a picture and
I had it before, but I hardly used it, so I took it out. But I wonder what that is. What's it smell like?
It doesn't smell like anything.
I'm not sure if they ever give tours of the inside. It would be so amazing to see the inside of this palace, but the outside is pretty magical in itself. And then the view from up here is gorgeous. We sat down for a little while to try to take it all in. And then once we got past that area, you walk down into the central pond area where there's this beautiful waterfall, and they have some pineapple drinks that you can buy if you want to. We didn't because we were going to the cafe right after this, but they looked really delicious. Great place to take pictures throughout the entire garden, but this spot in particular is really beautiful.
That is what I am talking about.
If this was Disney, they'd be selling a $20 bottle of water. Here they give it to you.
My husband was pointing out that they give free water here in the garden. There are a few little spouts throughout the garden, but there's one right here in the central pond where if you have a water bottle, you can fill up for free.
Where's Norfolk Island?
The Blue House Cafe was really lovely, although I didn't get any pictures of it because my battery died on my phone. But they had lovely sandwiches and beverages, and when you buy a ticket to get into the garden, you get a free sample of Madeira rum. So we did have our free sample. It was really nice, and then we continued on to see the rest of the garden.
Stand over here.
I could get totally lost in this greenhouse. And then there's these beautiful shades of pink as I walked out of here. I was just completely stunned by the colors. And then when I looked up above, I saw this beautiful row of palm trees right in front of this greenhouse. This would be just the most magical place to work every day. One very important thing I think you need to know before you go to this garden is to make sure that you wear comfortable shoes. Don't wear shoes that hurt you a little bit, that you think will be okay. And if you do, make sure you bring a bag with a backup pair of shoes. It's a long day and there's lots of little hills and steps, and I highly recommend you thinking about that before you head to this garden. And also bring some water with you. I brought a bag with water and a backup a pair of shoes. I also brought a sweater because this was in June and the temperature was warm, but then it would get slightly cold. So I just brought a bag that was big enough to throw a few things in. You can see that the people in the video have backpacks and they're wearing comfortable shoes. And I'm sure that most people would use good judgment and do that, but I almost did not do that, and I would have paid for it big time. After about 4 or 5 hours in the garden, we made our way down the street to the basket ride area. But it was pretty busy, as you can see, so we decided to just walk back up the street and take a taxi down to town, which was a great idea. We had a great time at the garden, and we highly recommend visiting it. Whether you go and get there through the cable car or you take a taxi, I would recommend getting up there and looking at this beautiful place. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it until this point, you've made it to the end. Please like and subscribe. Pretty soon I'll be editing some more Madeira videos. Thank you for watching.